Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the first video of our genetics and evolution playlist, we talked about the environmental sex determination. Now today we are going to talk about another method of sex determination, that is the non-allosomic sex determination. It is non-allosomic sex determination. Till now, how the sex was determined, it was non-genetic, it was depending on environment. Now it will depend on the genetic makeup. So based on this genetic makeup, there were two types as we discussed yesterday. One was allosomic sex determination, in which there was a separate sex chromosome, and then another was the non-allosomic one. First we will talk about the non-allosomic sex determination, and once we are done with it, we will talk about the allosomic sex determination, where there are separate sex chromosomes. Now basically what happens, there are two types of chromosomes generally in the higher organisms. One is called as autosome, okay, and another is called as allosome or sex chromosome. When there is a separate allosome X or Y, okay, for determining the sex of the offspring, such type of sex determination is allosomic. Now autosome is the chromosome which is designated for normal I can say traits and normal characteristics. Therefore what happens in the non-allosomic sex determination, fertility factors are present in autosomes. Autosomes are the normal chromosomes which are not designated sex chromosomes. Okay, these are normal chromosomes, as we have 22 pairs of the autosomes plus last pair, 23rd pair of sex chromosome. So 22 pairs are autosomes, they have general functions. So if these autosomes contain the particular, or I can say possess the genes which represent the maleness or femaleness, so such a sex determination is called as the non-allosomic sex determination. For example, we have an example of chlamydomonas. What happens in chlamydomonas? The male character, or to be very much specific, the genes of male character and the genes of female character are present on an autosome, right? So there is no separate sex chromosome, but on the normal chromosomes there may be the genes which represent the male character or female character. Example, chlamydomonas. Another example is of maize. Maize also does not have any sex chromosome, but the genes which represent the male inflorescence and female inflorescence the genes which represent the male inflorescence and female inflorescence of a cob, or in a cob, these genes are present on normal chromosomes, are present on autosomes, right? So autosomes have the genes which which represent the particular male character or female character. Similarly in the chlamydomonas and in the maize. So this is the non-allosomic sex determination. Now we will move to the very important, as per examination point of view is concerned, the important method of the sex determination, that is allosomic sex determination. So what's that? Let's talk about it. Allosomic sex determination. Allosomic sex determination. In allosomic sex determination, there is a separate chromosome for determining the gender or sex. Now, further it's divided into two categories. So, number one, it is male heterogamity, heterogamity, and another is female heterogamity, female heterogamity. Okay, what do we mean by that? In this very particular method, male is whether the offspring will be male or female, it depends on the male gamete. And in this very particular condition, simply pretty much easy to understand, whether the offspring will be male or female depends on the female gamete. So on that basis, we divide the allosomic sex determination into two categories. Fine. Now male heterogamety is further of two types. One is XX and XY, and another is XX and XO, right? So XX, XY type of sex determination, and XX and XO, we will talk about them, okay? In XX and XY, since it is male heterogamety, that means male produces the different gametes. So what happens actually, in these organisms where there is XX, XY type of sex determination, so what happens, male has a genetic makeup where it has the normal set of autosomes. In human beings it is 22 pairs of autosomes plus one X and one Y. This is the sex chromosome set, right? So male has XY along with the autosome set. What about female? Female has the normal autosome set. As I already told you, in human male or in human female, both cases the autosome set is of 22 pairs of the chromosomes plus X and X. Now you may find here, in males there is the particular autosome plus X and Y. So there are two different types of sex chromosomes, and in females one single type of sex chromosome X and X is there. Okay. Now when the gametes will be formed, males will form the gametes of two types. Okay. As the gametes are haploid, they will have one half copy of the autosome, that means A, plus they will have either X or Y, not both, because haploid. So there will be X. Now the second condition is there will be an autosome set plus there will be a Y. Autosome plus X, okay, composition of 50% of the gametes, and autosome plus Y, 50% gametes are having this composition, right? Fine. Now what about females? Females form the gametes of single type, okay, autosome plus X chromosome, autosome plus X chromosome. So single type of the particular gametes are formed by the females. Okay. Now let me explain it in a bit detail. We will put this aside. Okay. Now what happened? Male was heterogametic, as we already discussed. Heterogametic means it has two types of sex chromosomes, and female is homogametic, having a single type of sex chromosomes. So when the gametes are formed, forget this autosome set, we will talk about the sex chromosomes only now. Now if we form the Punnett square, what happens here? Okay, we have two types of gametes in male, X and Y. Okay, the sperms having X and sperms having Y chromosome, sex chromosome. So this is what you call as male. Now female gametes are the eggs with X and eggs with X, because there is a single type of the eggs present. Okay, all the eggs are having the X chromosome, no Y. Now if this X is fertilized with this X, or I can say if the egg having the X chromosome is fertilized with the sperm with X chromosome, the offspring will be XX. So what is it? It's actually female, right? And if this gamete, if this egg is fertilized by a sperm with Y, so the composition will be XY, this will be a male, right? Similarly, XX, it will be female, and XY, it will be male. So 50% chances of male, 50% chances of female. That's not a question, but the question is on which gamete does it depend whether the offspring will be male or female? Very good. It is the male gamete on which it depends. So it is male heterogamety. Another important thing I must tell you, there are two types of gametes formed in males. One is with eggs. If the eggs fertilizes the egg, if this gamete fertilizes the egg, the offspring will be female. So that's it. That's why it's called as gymnosperm. So the sperms with this composition is called as gymnosperm, and the sperms with this composition, which will form the male offspring, it's called as androsperm. So to sum up, we can say males produce two types of sperms in case of the particular male heterogamety condition. One is gymnosperm, which will give rise to the female offspring, and another is androsperm, which give rise to the male offspring. So this is one type of the male heterogamety, and the examples of such type of male heterogamety where there is XX and XY. So it is human beings, and Drosophila melanogaster, which is a fruit fly, and we call it in science Drosophila melanogaster. Fine. So this was XX and XY type. Now what is XXX0 type? In male heterogamety type XX and XO, there are two conditions. First, the male is heterogametic. We will talk about the heterogamete XO. So in males, there is an autosome set, double set diploid, plus there is an X chromosome and no X chromosome. That's O. That means there is only one sex chromosome and an autosome set. To make it more clear, let me tell you the actual count of the particular chromosomes. Let's take an example of grasshopper. In grasshopper, there are 12 pairs of chromosomes, right? That means total chromosomes are 24. But in case of male, there are not 24 chromosomes, there are 23 chromosomes, where 11 pairs are the particular autosomes. Okay, that means 22 plus 1 X chromosome. That means there are 23 chromosomes in total. 22 autosomes plus 1 X chromosome. So this is the condition. It is not just X is a chromosome and O is another chromosome. Okay. So now for example, in females, what happens in them? Similarly, as in case of humans and Drosophila, here also females are having autosome set of the chromosomes plus an X pair. That means a pair of X. So now what happens in such type of the particular sex determination? There are two types of gametes produced by the males. Males produce the gametes of two types like, let me draw it here. Males produce the gametes like 50% of the gametes will have an X chromosome in it, and 50% of the gametes will have no X chromosome in it. So with X, 50% of the gametes, 50% of sperms, and without X, 50% of the gametes. And in females, the gametes are they are homogametic. That means all the eggs are having the X chromosomes. Okay, all the eggs are having X chromosomes. Now let's make another Punnett square. Right. So male gametes from this side, male by having two types of gametes, the sperms with X and the sperms without X. Here in case of females, single type of gametes, female gamete, that means egg with an X and egg with an X. Fine. So two types of gametes in case of male, with X 50%, without X 50%. So if an egg is fertilized by, if an egg with X, okay, is fertilized with a sperm having X, so the composition will be XX. So offspring will be female. And if this X is fertilized with a sperm without X, then what happens? The offspring will be XO, that means the male, right? Similarly, XX female, XO male. So both XXXY and XXX0 are male heterogametic. And I have already told you the example, grasshopper is an example in which there is a particular male heterogamity. When male is having 23 chromosomes, that means 11 pairs of the particular autosomes and 1 X, and female is having 24 chromosomes, that means 11 pairs of autosomes plus 2 sex chromosomes, 2X, right? So such type of the particular male heterogamety is called as XX and XO. Now what is female heterogamety? Let's talk about it in detail. Now female heterogamety means in this type of sex domination, the females produce different types of gametes, two types of gametes, okay? So just as in this case males are forming the two gametes, two types of gametes, different types of gametes, here the female is heterogametic. It is further classified into two types. One is ZW, ZZ, okay, and another is ZZ and ZO, right? ZW, ZZ and ZZ and ZO. Now for example, what happens in this very particular sex domination? In this type of sex domination, as I already told you, females are heterogametic. So let's discuss about females first. Females have the composition of chromosomes as an autosome double set plus a Z and a W, two sex chromosomes, Z and W. And what about the males? In males, there are an autosome set plus and double set of Z. Now for example, that means males are having the one type of the sex chromosome and females are having two. And females will produce the gametes as, forget the autosome set as we did earlier. Now what we will do, we will form the gametes on the basis of sex chromosomes only. 50% of the gametes formed by the female will be having Z chromosome as the sex chromosome and 50% of the eggs will be having W as their sex chromosome. So W as their sex chromosome. So two types of gametes formed, one with Z, one with W. Now for example, males are homogametic. They form all the sperms with Z as the sex chromosome. Fine. Now if we draw a Punnett square, let me draw a Punnett square here. Okay, the male gametes will be formed in this way. Males are homogametic. All the gametes will be having Z as sex chromosome. And females, if we draw the female gametes here, the females are homogametic, heterogametic, and therefore there will be 50% of the eggs having Z and 50% of the gametes having W. If the Z, or I can say if the egg having the Z chromosome will be fertilized with the sperm having Z chromosome, all the sperms have Z chromosome, so the offspring will be ZZ. That means it will be a male, homogametic male. Now, if this very particular egg having Z will be fertilized with this sperm, then the composition also will be ZZ. That means the male. Now, if the W containing egg is fertilized with any of the sperms, then it will develop into a female. So WZ. So this will be a female and this will be a female. So what happens actually, whether an offspring will be male or female depends on the female gamete here. Okay, as there was a male gamete on which it depends, and here in the female heterogamety ZWZZ, it depends on the female gamete. For example, there are some birds which have this type of I can say sex determination. For example, or I can say some birds like fowls are there. Okay, fishes are there which have this type of sex domination. Reptiles are there which have this type of sex domination, but some of the reptiles, not all. Some of the birds, some of the reptiles. Okay, and some of the plants are having this type of sex domination. Fine. Now let's move to the ZZ and ZO type of sex domination. Now in ZZ and ZO, what happens? The females are heterogametic and females have the composition of the genetic composition of a double set of autosomes plus Z. Oh, that means they have a single Z. They don't have two sex chromosomes. They have only one sex chromosome. Fine. And males are having an autosome set plus ZZ. Fine. Now in females, two types of gametes will be formed. One of the gametes will be having Z and another 50% of the gametes will be having no Z. 50% of the eggs will be having autosome set plus Z chromosome, and 50% of the gametes, 50% of the eggs will be having an autosome but without a Z chromosome. Let's make another Punnett scale. Find out what will happen. Male gametes. Male gametes are homogametic, all having Z. Similarly, as we discussed in this case. So Z, Z. Female gamete, heterogametic. 50% of the eggs with Z, 50% of the eggs without Z. Now, let's cross them. Z, Z. So it will be a male. Z, Z. It will be a male. This Z, if this sperm fertilizes an egg without a Z chromosome, then it will be ZO, then it will be a male. Similarly here also ZO and female. That means whether an offspring will be male or female depends on the female gamete, and female is having only one Z chromosome, one sex chromosome and an autosome complete set. Here also, as in case of the XOXX, here also the number of chromosomes vary in male and female. Females have one chromosome less than that possessed by a male. Right? For example, such type of the sex domination is found in butterflies and moths. So what have we discussed so far? We have discussed in chromosomal sex domination, we have discussed four types. One is XXXY. It's found in the humans, human beings, and fruit flies. Fruit flies. Number one. Number two, we discussed XX and XO type. This type of sex domination was found in grasshoppers. Grasshoppers. Right? This type of sex domination is also found in the roundworms. Roundworms also have the XOXX, right? And this type of the particular sex domination is also found in cockroach. Cockroach. Fine. So insects generally have this type of sex domination. Number three is ZZW and ZZ, which we discussed just now. So it was found in birds, and then we discussed ZZ and ZO. It was found in butterflies. Butterflies and moths. So this is all what we discussed so far in the allosomic sex domination. Now we will find the role of the ratio of sex chromosome over autosome also, and we will also discuss about haplodiploidy in our next video inshallah. Till then, stay blessed. Thank you.